A lot of things happen. I'm not. You're cute, is what I'm.
My mom's gonna be mortified. Yeah, she's gonna be
never
mortified.
Talked about this story.
I've never told the story because of my mom exiting the house every night and walking laps around the house, and I was standing against the wall, hitting my head against the wall.
Okay. Hey, baby.
It.
That's all we got. Are you ready to roll, everybody? We're going to do this thing?
Yeah, we can edit this a ton.
Let's get going.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Couple Things with Shawn and Andrew.
Today is a special episode. I don't know if you guys can tell by the setting that we're in.
Yes.
Also, the audio quality. We've got professionals here.
Better.
Thank you. Shout out.
We should probably hire professionals for ours.
I agree. We took care of some of the issues.
Not all of them.
We made it here, though. And
yes.
we are.
Wait, where's here?
That's what I'm saying.
We're at the Super
We're in
Bowl.
Miami at Super Bowl 54.
Yes. And who are we with?
Sleep Number, okay?
Why?
So we are doing this year-long experiment, I'll call it,
Yes.
with them, where, as you guys know, and we're going to do a lot of videos on this, sleep is, as parents, as humans, as athletes, one of the biggest things that Shawn and I struggle with, and it can either set us up for success or failure.
Like today.
And so we're here with Sleep Number to try to kind of attack that issue, solve that problem.
Yes.
And we just kind of wanted to talk to you guys because we've gotten a lot of questions about what's been the biggest change that we've experienced as parents. So let's just go ahead and jump in and hear what Marissa and Hunter have to say.
Hi, Shawn and Andrew. My name is Marissa. I am from Ontario, Canada. I just was wondering if you guys would like to talk about dealing with a baby and how it has changed your relationship. I currently have a 4-month-old, so I would be very interested in hearing about that.
Thank you, Marissa and Hunter. I would say, obviously, the biggest change as a parent is your sleep.
I'm excited to talk about this today because you're tired.
And so are you.
I'm tired, and we need to have this discussion.
Should we tell them about today?
You look sleepy right now.
Rude. Excuse me. You never tell your wife that she looks tired.
You got
Or a
water
woman
in
for
your
that.
eyes. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
You look tired.
I'll stop.
How tired are you? Are you thinking about it?
Tell them about. Set the context outside of. We're here.
So it's 8 a.m.
Yes.
Miami time.
Yes.
And we've been up for 5 hours already.
Yeah, we're rocking.
No problem. You know, Drew decided to have a party at 3 a.m. and we partied with her. By the time she decided to go back to sleep, it was time to leave.
You call that a party? What happened last night?
She thought it was a party.
You did not. You were pretty mad at me.
We get in some major fights when we get tired.
Yeah, we do.
We get spicy.
Yeah. So anyway, if you guys are curious, that's kind of the backdrop of the situation. We are here at the NFL Radio Row, if you will. So surrounded by hundreds of tables.
That is Radio Row over there, babe.
I'm sorry.
This is just the media zone. Fan gallery.
Actually, this is
what
the
I'm
coolest.
reading.
This is honestly the coolest setup in the entire room. That's a bed behind us, if you guys can't tell, and these are.
This
tables.
is a table. Are you okay? I feel like you're wigging out a little bit.
No, I'm not. I'm just.
Don't think
I'm
about
just excited.
it. Okay, funny story. I wrote this down because I didn't want to forget. 2 funny stories. I have a lot of funny stories about sleep. So when I was competing, I was actually the most mental individual when it came to my sleep.
Okay.
So much so that my mom ended up taking me to like 5 different doctors because she thought I was an insomniac. Because every night after practice, when I came home, I would lay in bed and I'd be like, you have to go to sleep. You have to go to sleep. You only have 7 hours to sleep now. You only have 6.5 hours to sleep now. You only have 6 hours to sleep now.
Oh my gosh.
And I would just think about it and I'd be like, if I don't get to sleep, I'm going to have a bad practice. If I have a bad practice, I can't make the Olympics. If I can't make the Olympics,
You've never talked
whole
this
life
fast
is gonna
in
be
your
over.
whole life. I've never heard you talk that
it was
fast.
bad. I didn't sleep for months. Like literally months.
Okay.
I would like be bug-eyed at bed every night. And then I'd come into my mom's room and I'd be bawling and be like, Mom, I can't sleep. Chow's gonna like be mad at me because I'm gonna be tired. And it was just a hot mess. This went on for months. And then before every competition, even the Olympics, I never slept. Maybe that's why I can manage no sleep right now as a parent, but I really can't.
I think there's a term for that. what you experience outside of just being generally a lunatic.
Insomnia.
No, it's
A lunatic.
sleep anxiety.
You just
Have you heard
called
of
your
that?
wife a lunatic. And that I look tired.
No,
You're digging
have
your
you ever heard
grave.
of sleep anxiety?
I have not.
It's that thing where you are like, oh my gosh, I have to wake up in 15 minutes, and then you can't actually go
Don't
to sleep.
overthink it. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Don't get in your head. Don't get in your head. Yeah.
So-
It went on forever.
I'm curious. I feel like as athletes, though, coming from our athletic background, if there's one industry where sleep is like highly regarded, it's athletics.
Yeah,
right?
you had a freaking sleep coach.
So
I didn't have this luxury. Maybe it would have helped my career.
Yeah.
Maybe I could have made it to another Olympics.
The NFL is all about like trying to improve in every area possible, even if it's, if it's a huge improvement or if it's a smaller one. And so actually Sleep Number did a partnership with the NFL trying to combat that. And there's legitimate like full-time staff
Can
positions.
you work with gymnasts? We're mental. I'm just saying. Keep
but
going.
there's full-time staff members on NFL teams
We need
as
full-time staff members on
recovery
the
coaches.
gymnastics
So
team.
they'll literally kind of track your sleep, and they have access to how you slept the night before. They'll get like a metric on it, and Sleep Number has like their Sleep IQ number. But then based off of that, how well you slept the night before, they'll either increase or decrease like your workload based off of that. So because there's a higher likelihood of tearing muscles and getting injured if you don't sleep well, just because of general fatigue, they had a guy monitoring that. That's a thing.
Does he like sit in the corner of your room and just watch you sleep?
No, it was
There's a staff member for every NFL player. He woke up. He moved.
You legit kind of look tired, though. It's funny. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop.
Do you
want to
say it again?
I'm sorry. It's cute. It's cute.
Do you want me to explain to you why?
But what I'm
do you
saying.
want me to explain to the people why you don't look tired, Andrew?
Shawn, I was up just as much as you were.
Really?
Let's talk about this though, because you were saying that you had these nights where you were staying up all night thinking about how you couldn't sleep. I remember you I want you to tell the story of when you competed after having taken sleep medicine.
My mom's gonna be mortified because, she's
You've
gonna be
never
mortified.
talked about this story.
I've never told the story because of my mom, my poor mom. So I was 19. I had made it to the Olympics, competed, retired, come out of retirement, and I was trying to make another Olympics.
You said you were tired?
I'm going to smack you.
Oh, you retired.
I
I'm sorry.
retired,
Yeah,
and I came back, but I was okay. Please hold for the punchline of the story. It was my first competition back. So like I had been training for a couple of years, and this was my first time back on the scene. It was the U.S. Gymnastics National Championships. It was like the biggest competition in the United States that we host, and it was a huge deal. Like the fact that I was coming back in. First competition since the Olympics. And at the time, I had really bad shin splints. So I took a lot of like ibuprofen to combat that. And it was like right before I was headed off to championships. You go to championships a week early to like acclimate and to get used to the arena and the equipment. And my mom had ran to kind of restock my meds. My mom had ran to kind of help me start packing. So she went and got me the shampoo and the conditioner and the ibuprofen and anything that I could need at championships, as a sweet mom would. And I go through that week. I struggled all week. I go through the competition. Terrible competition. I fell on every event multiple times. And it wasn't until I got back home, it was like the next day after I arrived back home, I was unpacking and I pull out that ibuprofen bottle, and it was ibuprofen PM. And I had been taking it 4 times a day at like prescriptive quantities. And I was on sleeping medication for a week straight.
During
competition.
What's it like to be so good, Shawn, that
I was
you
so
can win
tired.
a competition while being on sleep meds?
I distinctly remember thinking, man, I'm getting old because I'm so tired. And when I had to tell my mom that, she will never, like, she'll be mortified I told that story because, like,
sorry for putting you on the
she
spot
started
there,
bawling.
but-
She was like, I'm so sorry,
But
honey.
you still won, I assume.
I slept really good.
I've never been so talented that I could do what you just did as far as, challenging myself. The competition's not good enough, so let me try
just drug myself up on prescriptive sleep medicine and go compete.
There's been a couple times, I don't know if you've ever experienced this. When I'm tired as an athlete, though, I remember we were doing a weight test for football. It was like the 225 bench press test. And I had a
bench press test. Say that 10
bench
times.
Press test, bench press test, bench press test. Challenge, go.
No.
Do it.
No, I'm out.
Anyway, I had a term paper due that same day, and so I stayed up the entire night. Literally, the only all-nighter I've ever pulled in my entire life. I drank like 3 energy
we've
drinks.
pulled a few all-nighters with little Drew.
True. We're gonna get to the parenting aspect of this in a second. I woke up and the bench press test was at 8 a.m. and
But you didn't wake up because you were already awake.
I arrived. I showed up, and my muscles legitimately were not working. I couldn't even do one rep. Have you ever experienced like the paralysis?
I mean, evidently not.
fatigue?
Evidently, I'm a better athlete than you because I competed at the national championships on sleep medication.
Everybody already knows that. So why you gotta rub it in? Anyway, so that's kind of
I could have done
the athletic backdrop of our relationship with sleep.
I'm actually curious. Like, I wish I could interview.
I told you were tired. You can't even talk right.
Do you want to say it again? I wish I could interview the football players.
Okay.
Like, each one individually. It'd be really cool to see like a study on what their like sleep routines are the night before the Super Bowl.
I think you'd be surprised. I think the majority of them will have very disciplined sleep routines, but I'm sure there's
they have
a handful.
sleep coaches. I forgot that because y'all are pampered and spoiled.
Individual.
I was just here fighting for myself. You know,
it was prescribed to us that we get like 9 hours of sleep. They take it seriously. It's a thing. They will alter your practice if you don't get enough sleep.
That is smart, as they should.
Yeah.
Every sport should do that. I'm very jealous.
Okay, but
I wish I could go back in time.
So, obviously, those stories about our athletic past fit in. We're at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But also, I want to talk about, because this has been, are you giving me the tired eye? Is that what that is? This has been the biggest.
We should have a tally system going on.
Okay,
say it again. I dare you.
What are you going to do? You're not going to come across the table, I bet.
I might.
Okay. The biggest thing that we've struggled with, we've mentioned this in videos, the biggest argument we've had is you waking me up as I was sleeping so that we could argue about sleep.
The argument was we should never argue when we're tired. We should never wake each other up to argue. I went and took a 45-minute shower and just built up my argument and then came in at midnight and I woke you up to argue.
You're proud of that?
I am. All I remember is your arms going as you're laying down in the bed. It was hysterical.
Okay. I just feel like it's a good time to, talk about why that might be.
Wait, what is your opinion on going to sleep angry?
I said this line
Everybody
the other day.
always asks us.
I'm curious what your thoughts are. If marriage is about not going to bed angry,
You're so proud of this
parenting
line.
is about not waking up angry.
It doesn't make any sense.
Because there's so many things that happen at night.
No, because if you really think about that whole line that you just put together and you're really proud of, it's like, okay, if you're not supposed to wake up angry, so does that mean in the middle of the night when you're parenting, if there's a disagreement, you're supposed to argue it out?
How many things happened last night that you were frustrated at me about?
How do you not wake up angry? Explain it to me.
I'm just saying, act like it never happened. Well, first of all,
act like it never happened.
That's what I'm asking you to do.
I don't think that's a generally a good rule to go by in a relationship.
Let's talk about last night as a sample of what happens. Okay. Drew woke up at 3. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. Here's the tough part about parenting. We have so many gadgets. We take sleep seriously too.
Yeah.
We have so many gadgets in our room to try to help us sleep well. So I have like this little in-ear like sleep sound things. Drew has a sound machine. We got special pillows, covers, weighted blankets.
You want to set it up? You want to set it up though?
What?
I am laying in my side of the bed with the monitor. I don't have the luxury of wearing sleep AirPods because I have to watch the monitor, and then I have to try to wake you up if she wakes up, and then you get mad at me if I wake you up to go take care of her. You know, it just is a bad mixture.
Here's what we've struggled with.
What? Sleep.
Yes. No. In the middle of the night when you're woken up,
Yeah.
there's this process of trying to assess the situation and gather information.
Okay.
Okay.
You're talking about yourself.
And then decision making, and then this compromise and negotiation that has to happen as parents.
Should I tell the people?
All while happening at 3 a.m. with the sound machine that is freaking blaring in the background. And as you guys know, if you guys have watched our YouTube videos versus our podcast, in YouTube videos, I'm like pretty hyped up. I'm loud. You don't like that side of me. In general, I talk really low and,
Yes,
and
you
quiet.
do. Yes, you do.
So that's, you'll get mad at me because I'm like, Andrew, I can't hear what you're saying because there's
And then you get
two
mad that
sound
you have to
machines.
repeat yourself.
Yes. And then we're frustrated in it.
So maybe the moral of the story is you should talk louder so we can just cut through that. Wait, I want to tell the people what happened at the hospital
Okay.
right after we had Drew.
Okay.
Okay, so 22 hours of labor, C-section. I'm laying in bed the first night.
Are you trying to set the tone
Yeah.
for like pity on you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I can't move.
It's fair.
I can't sit up.
I guess you just gave.
I literally cannot function on my own. I have to have my husband or a nurse help me. So right next to the hospital bed is Drew in her little bassinet. And then right next to the bassinet is the little futon that you were sleeping on. I woke up in the middle of the night because Drew was crying. And so she needed fed. Well, I can't sit up. I can't grab her. I can't console her. I can't soothe her. Nothing. You had to do it.
Okay.
I said your name 22 times at increasing volumes.
She legitimately counted. She
And then
counted.
ended up having to throw a water bottle at you 2 feet away because you couldn't hear me. And you couldn't hear your
You think
infant.
I'm faking?
You
Why'd
couldn't
you put
hear
air
your
quotes?
infant
What's up with the air quotes?
screaming her head off.
Why?
I
why
think you
this?
have I think your sleep coach taught you to sleep too strong, too deep. It's a problem. I wonder if that's a thing. I have sleep anxiety. You have sleep zombiness.
You think that's a
It's a terrible
technical
name.
term, or
That was bad.
you think?
I'm disappointed in the word I chose.
Yeah. Here's what I realized though.
What?
When you're sleepy, fatigued, tired, not you, everybody. This is my experience. It's so easy to stop thinking about everyone else and only think about yourself.
Absolutely.
That's also what I think we struggle with is I can't be thoughtful if I'm tired.
Well,
and then that sucks.
we
That's
made a
not good for
rule-
a marriage.
We made a rule in our relationship, if you remember this. When we were really starting to figure things out, figure out how to argue right before we had a baby and everything changed.
Yeah.
We made a rule that we were not allowed to bring up arguments or things that were annoying us or anything when we were tired or going to bed.
How well have we done at that?
Ever since we had Drew, we're failing at that miserably.
Yep.
But we're always tired now,
Yeah.
which is crazy. So, okay, we wrote this out and I wanted to walk through it because I think it's really funny.
Okay.
Sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
Sleep deprivation sucks.
Yeah.
Can bring out the worst in people. We said it turns kids into monsters.
We're trying to come up with analogies, what happens when when certain groups are fatigued.
So
Let's come up
everyone can fill it in for themselves. But sleep deprivation turns kids into,
monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
turns husbands
Into. Can you say that word on air?
into, you can fill it in, turns wives into, you wrote this one,
Yeah, that's definitely not on air friendly. But
turns parents into train wrecks and athletes into zombies. Yeah.
can
I
I
remember waking up as an athlete tired and being so miserable because having to function on no sleep is just the worst. You just know your body can't do it.
Can I just tell you some stats about
What?
marriage and sleep?
Sure.
Well, there's an Oxford study that says sleep, one partner's negative sleep habits can negatively affect the others.
Oh, well, we know that.
Well, this is the thing, because as I was doing research on this, I'm curious your thoughts on this concept. there's this whole new trend going around known as sleep divorce. I'm not kidding. No, this is the thing.
What is this?
It's where couples are like, hey, for the sake of our marriage, we're not going to sleep in the same bed.
No. Okay.
I am not
Are you proposing this?
No, I'm literally.
Are you proposing? Are you trying to sleep divorce me?
No, I'm not. What are your thoughts on it, though, is my question.
I understand it. I'm not a fan of it.
Neither am I.
Really?
No, because I feel like our most intimate moments happen when we're like sleeping or about to go to bed or waking up.
Yeah.
That's when, like, just a lot of things happen. I'm not. You're cute, is what I'm. That's not.
Where are you going with this, Andrew? You're turning red.
No, I was just embarrassed. Is what
Oh,
I'm saying.
cute.
Anyway.
You're really cute.
I feel like, okay, so this is, as we mentioned, we're doing this partnership with Sleep Number. We're really excited to be going on this journey with you guys. Let's just talk about why Sleep Number could be a good fit for us, because you and I are such different sleepers.
Because it supports the sleep divorce.
No,
But yeah,
no,
you're in
it
the no.
doesn't.
Think
It
about it.
combats it.
Think about it. It supports the sleep divorce.
No.
But you stay in the same bed.
Okay, that's a really bad way of saying.
No, that's a great way of saying.
You can cater. Every person can have their own individual sleep
I know.
settings.
I'm saying, like, if you're at a point where, like, sleep divorce is a thought, like, it's just so bad, then you absolutely need to get sleep number bed.
Tell 'em why.
Because you can actually cater each independent person's side to, like, your own settings.
Yeah.
So,
It's
like, you
huge.
snore.
I
And it
love,
drives me
I
insane. I
love
punch you
firm
in the
mattresses,
face
and you
when you do
love
it.
super soft ones.
Yeah. I want to be engulfed by
That's
this
my nightmare.
cushiness.
That's my nightmare. And then also
You know, like, those little things you put babies in that are, like,
a swaddle.
giant pillows and they just, like, sink into it. That's what I want my bed to feel like.
I legitimately have no idea what you're describing there.
It's like a big pillow, and it, like, you put them in the middle and they sink, and it just, like, hugs them.
No idea. They also have a snore button.
Yeah, you need that.
You know, you snore too.
No, I don't. I breathe.
Okay, Shawn and I have some sleep stories to share from, like, when we first met.
Isn't
Like
it
our
always
first
interesting when you start dating a person, like the first time you have, like, a sleepover, you learn a lot about that person. Like, it could be make or break the first time you, like, spend the night together.
Really?
Like, if you were a super bad snorer, I was probably out.
How bad a snorer am I? Like, on a scale of 1 to 10?
You're not bad because, like, it's fixable. I'm like, babe, and I punch you and I'm like, turn over, and then you're fine.
Okay.
But, like, if you snored from the time you went to sleep to the time you woke up, couldn't handle it.
Shawn has this really gentle snore. It's kind of like,
It's like that? Really?
this is like ASMR right now.
You're so weird. You're so weird.
No, okay. Let's continue about the Sleep Number thing, because it's cool. I'm really excited. I think it could help us out because there's a lot of frustrations that happen with our sleep,
Like what?
as we have just shared. So let's just walk through.
Are you glitching?
I'm not. Here's an interesting stat. The CDC has declared that sleep disorders are a public health epidemic,
Really?
and that 1 in 3 adults are not getting adequate sleep. That's nuts.
But 1 in 3 adults have children. That's why. They all
How
need
does
sleep
that
number
work?
beds.
1 in 3 adults share one child.
Yeah.
Do the math on that.
I don't know. It didn't make sense.
No.
It didn't make sense.
And then what I'm excited about
What?
is the fact that Sleep Number just did this whole NFL partnership, right? But there's so many advantages outside of the performance where fatigue really just kind of negatively affects everything, whether
I feel
you're
like
an
fatigue
athlete.
affects everything.
Yeah.
It's like,
Even podcasting, as we're seeing here live with you right now. Okay.
you are not being nice.
I love you. I'm just.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
should
kidding.
apologize for that.
I'm sorry.
How's your podcasting going right now, Andrew?
I'm having a blast.
Is it going well?
I'm having a
Are you
blast.
sure about
This
that?
is-
It's actually super cool.
This
We're
is
at the
like-
Super Bowl.
Yeah, no.
We
This
brought
is awesome.
Drew to the Super Bowl, which is really cool.
Where is she, by the way?
She's just walking around. She's venturing around. But no, sleep is like make or break for anything, whether it's your job, your relationship. If you haven't figured it out, it can be brutal.
Yeah. So Sleep Number, the stats are in. They say that it can help improve quality sleep because we're not getting a ton of quantity sleep anymore. Although I'm hoping that the light's at the end of the tunnel, that we can see.
With a
it.
3-month-old, do you think the light's at the end of the tunnel?
I just feel like hopefully she'll start sleeping, 12 hours straight, and maybe we can too. Regardless, we're not getting a ton of quantity of sleep. So what can we do to increase the quality? That's what I'm focused on, the quality of the sleep that we're getting. They say Sleep Number beds can increase the quality of your sleep by 15 minutes a night.
That's awesome.
Which is over 100 hours a year.
That's what that adds up to?
Do the math. Do it real
That's
quick.
insane. That's crazy. Think about that. 100 hours. 100
you're
hours of
cute.
sleep right now sounds awesome.
Just straight. Start the clock now and see you in like 4 days.
Yeah. Think about that. Doesn't that sound great as
it
new
does.
parents?
It does. No, it does.
We wrote this down. I think it's funny to talk about. I feel like, okay, we said outside of athletics, sleep is a huge part of relationships.
Yeah.
Besides the arguing. Do you remember when we were dating? We asked the question, do you remember each other's first sleepover? And we got to laughing because we couldn't remember our first sleepover because you left every night at like 4 a.m.
No, our first sleepover was this. We've talked about this when you came to visit me for the first time in Nashville. You had no place to crash. You lied to me and said you had a hotel room. And then you didn't.
I came to meet you. So you're welcome.
I wasn't going to just invite you to stay with us.
That wasn't like our first sleepover though because I slept on the couch.
Shawn slept on the couch. Yeah.
Like our first sleepover, like same bed sleepover. You would like cuddle and then leave because you were
I'd
like,
let you fall asleep and I'd be like,
I can't
later.
stay here.
Yeah.
It was hysterical.
You got to do what you got to do,
Yeah.
I do want to talk about I think my brother just told you this story.
Oh my gosh, this story's ridiculous. Yeah.
So I was a Boy Scout.
This will tell you everything about our relationship right here.
Will it?
Yeah. How
Apparently, everything about our relationship right here in this story. Apparently, I used to sleepwalk a ton, like literally do laps around our house.
I'm really glad you don't anymore because that would have creeped me out.
So here's what I'm saying. While everyone else, was sleeping, I was training at night. I was putting in hard hours of running laps, getting my cardio in, Anyway, I used to sleepwalk a lot. So I'm at Boy Scout camp. We had this wilderness survival class. We had to build lean-tos and like sleep outside. Anyway, I woke up one morning and everyone was like freaking out. They're like, Andrew, do you remember anything from last night? I was like, no. What happened? Why is everyone so excited? They're like, you had an obstacle course running. You were doing laps from the flagpole to the picnic table. And then you were walking through the fire pit, Andrew. And I was like, what a weird prank. What a weird like story to tell me. Why would you tell me this lie? I checked the bottom of my feet and it was straight charcoal. I had actually walked through the fire in this little obstacle course
Then
race.
you told me, I was like, when you first told me this, I was like, that you have a problem. Like we should figure this out. And then you're like, it wasn't just a one-time thing. I used to walk laps around my like old house in elementary and middle school and high school. If like as a parent,
I'm a dedicated athlete.
one, I hope Drew does not get that quality from you. We are setting every alarm and lock in the house to make sure that she's not walking laps around our house in the middle of the night, sleepwalking.
All right.
Have you thought about that? Like really think about that. Like your child, your parents' child, you was like exiting the house every night and walking laps around the house.
I think it's cool. I'd be very proud of
You would
Drew.
be proud of your kid.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be concerned at all.
I'd be really proud.
I do remember I had like 2 sleepwalking episodes. So one night, my mom said that she woke up and she kept hearing this like thud. Like it sounded like a banging or like someone was knocking at the door, but it was consistent. And so she woke up, she walked into my room, and I was standing against the wall, hitting my head against the wall.
Okay. And mine's concerning? I've never heard this story. That freaks me out.
Yeah, it was weird.
It makes me feel like you're like demon possessed.
I don't know. It was disturbing.
What?
And the second time,
I don't know if I want to hear anymore, to be honest with you.
second time. So my parents' room was right next to the stairs. Mine was like down the hall. And my mom said that she like heard the stairs creaking, woke up, and I was standing at the top of the stairs. And she's like, honey, what are you doing? And I was like, I was trying to open my windows and they wouldn't open because I needed to do my bar routine. So I thought I would go downstairs.
To do your bar routine?
Yeah. But the most concerning part of that is sleep. I was completely asleep trying to exit the windows of our second story, but I couldn't figure it out in my sleep state. So
These are concerning.
they're just as concerning as you walking laps around your house.
No, banging the head against the wall is next level. Definitely. Definitely next level.
I am curious. If you guys have any interesting sleep stories, please write them in the comments below. I think they're hysterical. I mean, I've had friends who have like made full-on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Wait, I want to tell you. Okay, so here's one parallel between parenting and athletics is during college football, we'd have 4 a.m. workouts, morning workouts, right?
Yes.
And it'd be 2 months long. And every day would kind of be like this haze, right? Like I don't even, actually looking back on it, it doesn't even feel like my life because you're just tired the entire time. I would get like 4 hours of sleep. You'd work really hard and then you're tired the rest of the day, wiped out. It's kind of the same parenting when you're waking up 2 or 3 times in the night where like
That's pregnancy.
everything's weird. And,
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I had a buddy during one of these workouts. It was a 15-minute drive for him
I
to
don't
get to the
believe this
workout.
story.
It's true.
I don't believe it.
And it's a 1.5 hour workout. Class started at 10. Okay.
So
This guy drove to the workout, did the entire
Drove
workout.
himself.
Yes. Did the entire workout. And then at 10 o'clock, he woke up in his car and had no idea how he got
I'm hoping
to the stadium.
he was somewhat awake. This is what I think. I think he was like in a haze driving, hated the workout, and then passed out and slept really hard. So like when he woke up at 10, he was like, I don't know what just happened. Was it a dream or was it not? There's no way he was asleep driving
What I'm
his car.
saying is that's how I feel like the last couple months have been as a parent. I have no
That is
idea. I have
terrible.
no idea what's going on.
That's terrible.
I can't
You better
believe,
be
I
able
don't know
to
how
remember
I got
it.
here, but
Really?
here we are.
We took a plane.
We called him the Ghost Rider. That was his nickname.
The
for
Ghost Rider?
Yeah, that was his nickname.
I don't feel like that's very...
Justin, if
clever.
you're listening to this, that story's about you. You know.
The Ghost Rider has nothing to do with sleep.
Don't take the fun.
Ghosts don't sleep,
Don't take
Andrew.
the fun out of the nickname, okay? Please don't. Please don't.
Fine. It was after...
Shawn just had a fangirl pass by.
It was actually after I retired.
She's still saying your name. Could you-
I got really into running.
that would maybe
That might have helped
yeah.
the situation.
Let me tell you some things about sleep.
More stats.
No, yeah, because it's interesting.
Okay.
What I'm saying is
Fine.
this applies to whether you're an athlete, a parent, or doing whatever.
Okay.
Sleep, bottom line, is super crucial to healthy living. Lack of sleep is linked to cortisol levels increasing, which is a stress hormone. Not great.
That's bad.
Having a good amount of sleep increases your immune system and its ability to work. It increases your ability to focus. It sharpens your cognitive function and your general physical and emotional health and well-being. That sounds pretty convincing to me.
So, moral of the story, everyone needs a sleep number bed.
This is what's cool is the sleep IQ number tells you how
yeah.
well you sleep,
Yeah.
right? Not
So
everybody
you
gets,
have your own personal sleep coach.
Yes. It's amazing.
You don't have the creepy person.
We've been through the
sitting
whole
in front
thing,
of
though.
you. Yeah. I
As-
have one huge question for you.
I was about to close out.
This is
Did you
better
notice
than
that?
This is better.
I was
than
I was
that. I
about
have
to
a
close.
huge
I was about
question.
to. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
If they get good sleep, who's gonna win?
In the Super Bowl?
Yeah. What other game? We're sitting here at the Super Bowl. Who's going to win what, Shawn?
I have mixed feelings about this, so.
Why? Explain to the people why you have
So the
mixed
Kansas
feelings.
City Chiefs was the first team I signed with coming
Yes.
out of college.
Mm-hmm. So do you have resentment towards them, or are you supporting them?
That's what I'm trying to figure out on a personal level. I think we'll actually maybe do a video on this
So
about
you're
how
going to cheer against them?
I haven't said my answer yet.
Be a better person than that, Andrew.
You're putting words in my mouth as we're going along. You're
No, I can see it. I can see it in your eyes.
I think the 49ers are a better team.
Do you actually believe that, or is that resentment talking?
Who do you think's going to win, Shawn? You tell
I
me.
think the Chiefs are going to win, Andrew.
Okay.
Anyways,
Anyway.
I hope they all are very rested. Maybe the other team's just not as rested.
I hope
as
you
the
get some
Chiefs.
rest, Shawn.
That'd be great, Andrew.
This is fun.
How could I get more
Okay,
rest, Andrew?
so as we said, we're going to be talking about a lot of things in relation to parenting and the struggles that we have. Thank you guys for asking those questions, Madison and Hunter. Sleep for us legitimately has been the biggest struggle because it's affected everything else we've done. It changes our tone. It changes how we interpret things. Do you want to?
That bed looks great.
But we're going to be talking about other things. So if you guys have ideas, please submit those to us. You can email couplethingspod@gmail.com.
And in the comments down below, please share your sleep stories.
Yeah.
I want to hear about your guys' first sleepovers, any funny, embarrassing sleep stories, any like sleepwalking stories, all of
Sleep
it.
tips that you have
Yeah.
that could help us out. We're into sleep. But
Oh,
thank
and what's
you.
your sleep number? So your sleep IQ.
I like that. Thank you to Sleep Number for hosting us here at Super Bowl 54. It's been awesome.
Have you seen?
Did you hear that guy talking really loud in the background the whole time?
Yeah. Did you see
What
this?
if I talk that loud all the time? What if I talk that loud all the time?
You do. Shh. If you guys haven't yet, please subscribe to this podcast. Share it with your friends and family.
Give it a rating, 5-star ideally, if you thought it was a 5-star show.
Make sure to comment.
And thank you for listening. This is Shawn and Andrew. Out.
You always do that.
Out.